Hello everybody and welcome to my new show, Rated S for Showdown. Now, if you want to get straight to the fight, there's a bunch of Castle Crashers, they're all going to fight each other, so you can just skip to that if you want. But for an explanation, this isn't quite like a top 10, and it's not really like a competition thing. This isn't science or technical, it's just I take all the characters, I put them in a seed in a bracket, randomize that shit, and then I make them fight each other in my brain. So whichever one I think is cooler wins, and the best thing of the list is a champion. That's how it goes. So without further ado...
Red Knight versus Necromancer!
What is this, canon? Sure, millions of players have defeated the Necromancer as the Red Knight by now, but does that make him any better? Well, the Necromancer has horns, so that's a big pointy plus. But the Red Knight throws little sperm bolts and has a lightning shockwave thing that's super powerful. In contrast, the Necromancer just skips the whole cycle of life to summon kamikaze skeletons and grabby dead people hands from the ground. For all the shock and awe of the Red Knight, the Necromancer's magical abilities are just too unique and too well themed.
Necromancer wins! Blacksmith versus Druid!
I very much like the Druid because this game's nature magic is pretty freaking, well, natural. It's very important to make proper use of thorns and vines, you know. Of course, to match, the Blacksmith also harnesses the power of nature with this Antler Frog summon. While both the Druid and Blacksmith share riveted helmets, which is a riveting fun fact, if I might add, the Blacksmith's Antler Frog, Antler Head, and Antler Flaming Hammers give him a more solid design and impressive presence.
Blacksmith wins! Royal Guard versus Alien!
Royal Guard? How did you... Oh, right. You barely slid by. That chain mask is pretty imposing and the spike shield's worth some points as well. It's only too bad you're fighting Alien Hominid, cause he's got an alien gun charged shot thingy as well as a tractor beam jump. That's pretty cool. Your bombs are really no match for such out of this world powers.
Alien wins! Industrial Knight versus Hattie Hattington.
This right here is a tough fight because we have the scintillating pillar of benevolence and then we have this slab of cold steel. They both push what they do quite well, so what it really comes down to is who has the stronger presence on the field, the warmth or the cold, the golden money whale bombs and gem tosses or the silver saw blades and more saw blades. I think the answer is clear.
Hattie Hattington wins! Skeleton versus Bear.
What an event this is, the Unlocker versus the Unlocked. The Skeleton versus the Bear. Both possess a very unique suite of magic. I am a fan of the Skeleton's dark powers, but what's a skeleton to a bear? A toy. I mean, look at this bear. Adorable though it might seem, is also positively ruthless. Look, there's even blood on it, stained on its coat. That skeleton, probably the bear's latest victim.
Bear wins! Green Knight versus Eskimo.
The Eskimo. That scrunched up hoodie always made it look like he had a face anus to me. And what's worse, there's even steam leaking from it. No time to visit a hospital though, he's got ice to shape and snowball fights to win. But then comes the Green Knight, intent on poisoning his parade. Eskimo's insipid icy innocence is quickly soured and sullied by the Green Knight's caustic castle crashing. With poison being one of my favorite elements in fantasy games, I gotta give it to Greenie, even though Eskimo is a pun.
Green Knight wins! Saracen versus Blue Knight!
Weird, didn't we just see this character? Oh, no. This is the Blue Knight. Oh, right. So how does ice pair up against wind? Or dust? Or sand? You know, the Blue Knight's Ice Fist Jump is one of the coolest magical spells in the game, by far, and I've always loved it. One of the few abilities I like more? The Saracen's Sandstorm ability. And then there's just that death glare. It's so imposing.
Saracen wins! Pink Knight versus Orange Knight.
A good old-fashioned brawl between two knights, one ridiculous and one high. These two knights are very diverse, which makes this matchup rather difficult. where the Pink Knight brings the bonkers with smiley hamsters, exploding penguins, and rainbow dances. The Orange Knight flaunts the flames with his massive area of effect tornado and generally heated personality. They're not entirely evenly matched, but for me, it just comes down to the weapon. And Pinky's got a fucking lollipop.
Pink Knight wins! Necromancer versus Blacksmith.
Aha, we have our first proper downloadable content battle. The Blacksmith and the Necromancer both have places in the story. You've seen the antlered hero about 1,000,000 times and you fought the horned summoner almost as many. But which is more memorable? Which one was more significant? The Blacksmith's design has this old school hero vibe to it, like he was a knight before the current troop of orange and blue and all the rest. While the Necromancer's magic is very unique, and I especially enjoy that skeleton kamikaze, his design just doesn't match that of the Smith's.
Blacksmith wins! Alien versus Hattie Hattington.
And now we have the battle of the cameos. The alien from Alien Hominid and Hattie Hattington, chief friend from BattleBlock Theater, are strangers to this world. So who belongs more? The weird yellow-looking thing with all kinds of weird alien powers? Or the benefactor of sadness and happiness all the same, Mr. Hattie Hattington? Which fits more, lasers or giant gold cube explosions? Gold cube explosions.
Hattie Hattington wins! Bear versus Green Knight.
The Green Knight is the only of the original four to make it to the quarterfinals, and truly he has earned his keep. But can he match up to everybody else here? Bear, with that adorable face and contrasting gruesome blood-tainted coat, has the Green Knight beat for presentation paws down. And hell, Poison is freaking awesome, I've mentioned this, but there's not a lot more imposing than a goddamn tornado. Maybe if the Green Knight had some kind of cool mad scientist theme with poison potion bombs, but as it is, it's gonna have to go to Bear.
Bear wins! Saracen versus Pink Knight.
Gritty, evil, glaring like a madman, the Saracen has quite the bit of presence. I'm also thoroughly convinced his head is some sort of dirty ice cream and his body the cone. Yet, were that true, the Pink Knight would still be more bonkers than that. But the Saracen does have a pretty solid theme going on, from design to weapon to sand magic, including the Sandstorm. As much as I love this spinny dust devil, however, these adorable penguin bombs are literally my favorite spell in the entire game.
Pink Knight wins! Blacksmith versus Hattie Hattington.
Now I love me some Hattie Hattington because I love me some BattleBlock Theater, but does this particular friend, for all his amazing abilities, truly stack up against a storied hero like the Blacksmith? The golden cubes of the shimmering sky whale are the best kind of air raids, but is that the tool of a mighty hero? No, a flaming hammer is the tool of a mighty hero. Hattie looks damn great in this game, he can do some pretty nifty things, but the Blacksmith with matching magic, helmet, and hammer just feels so awesome.
Blacksmith wins! Bear versus Pink Knight.
In this showdown, with so many characters lying defeated by the wayside, we must consider the sheer variety of challenges that these characters face. The Pink Knight, with his gallivanting and silliness, has shrugged off many a formidable warrior, but not another object of cuteness. Now Bear plays it smooth, balances cheeky and silly with a display of violence and power. The Pink Knight, though more charming than Bear to be sure, simply can't compete on the other side of the spectrum.
Bear wins! Blacksmith versus Bear.
The last two characters standing. One a mighty hero in Blacksmith, the other a basic enemy. One a thrower of flaming death hammers, the other a thrower of air balls. While not particularly good at basketball, the Bear does wield the power of the fearsome tornado, far more formidable than any frog, antlers, or otherwise. But those antlers represent something more than that. They're part of who the Blacksmith is. He wears them on his helmet and his hammer, just as he calls upon the antler frog for assistance. And while the Bear is as swift as he is fishy, as brutal as he is cute, the Blacksmith will not be fazed. He hammers away into the night and will forever stand as the greatest character in all of Castle Crashers. but seriously, it's mostly because he's purple. I mean, both of these characters are fucking awesome.
Blacksmith is the champion!
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, and I hope that you are enjoying your Castle Crasher's birthday, which is not really a holiday, but whatever. I just wanted to celebrate because I fucking love that game, and it meant a lot to XBLA at the time, and it still does, I think. So now you'll notice that this was only the last 16 characters in the brawl, sort of. So the preliminaries will probably go up later at some point when I have time to put all that together. Yes, there's reasoning, etc. So you can see all that, but that'll be up later in the annotations, so check it out when you get a chance. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. See ya!